Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about some legislation coming out of Florida proposed by the Florida Governor, Ron DeSantis. We're going to go through it simply because it fits with the theme of what we're talking about: masking the problem, hiding it, not addressing the core issues, but just trying to cover it up. And that's what this legislation is, really. In a lot of ways, to me, it doesn't go far enough. There's some workable pieces in it, but it just doesn't get there. So, highlights of this legislation include a prohibition on disorderly assemblies of more than 7 people, and it appears to provide for collective punishment of people who attend them, which I'm fairly certain is unconstitutional. Enhanced penalties for obstructing roadways and allowing people to just run those folks over, which I'm also fairly certain is. Anyway, toppling monuments has enhanced penalties, harassing people in public accommodations. It adds a RICO liability, creates mandatory minimum jail sentences for striking an officer, or an enhancement if you throw something and it just randomly hits a normal person, not one of the protected people. Local jurisdictions in Florida will not be able to defund the police, or they risk losing state money, which would cause them to make more budget cuts. Creates a victim compensation mechanism that allows residents to sue the government if it neglects to protect them. Remember that one. Terminates benefits if somebody's convicted under this act, and denies bail. Okay, first things first, I wouldn't worry too much about this. The ACLU is going to eat this alive. There are just giant sections of this that are blatantly unconstitutional. But beyond that, it doesn't actually address the problem. The problem isn't that there's people in the streets. The problem is people feel they have to be in the streets. That's the issue. Why? Because folks are getting killed by the cops while they're unarmed. That is actually the issue. So there are some workable pieces in this, like this mandatory minimum thing. Let's do that, but let's say it's for police officers who shoot someone who doesn't have a weapon. Let's do that. And I know, well, why would you do that? I would suggest if you know a ton of bricks will rain down on your head, then I think people will think twice. That's what Governor DeSantis said to justify this monstrosity of a bill. I know people are going to say, cops have to deal with a lot of stuff, very tense situations, and they may do something in the heat of the moment. Like a protest where it gets tense and somebody throws something. So I guess the average citizen who received no training has to keep their cool. However, law enforcement can do whatever they want. At the end of the day, if this passes, the only piece that I think will really end up standing is the part about being able to sue the government if they fail to protect you, which I think would apply to state agencies that don't properly curtail officers. This issue is not new. It's been around a long time, and it's going to stay around until something's done about it. The more lawmakers clamp down, the bigger the movement will get. This is a mistake. I mean, not just in the fact that large sections of it are unconstitutional, it's going to get struck down and all of that. It's not addressing the issue, and even the idea of using more police violence and more police presence to curtail speech about law enforcement is going to end up making it spread. This is the type of legislation that gets proposed by failed leaders in failed states. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.